Yo, 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 what's going on with the Raider Nation, man? We're back at it with another video. As you guys can tell by the banner, man, we're going to be addressing what Geno and Jeanty really need to do to get this offense rolling, to get the ball rolling, to get this team clicking. As we know, man, last year's offense was horrible, guys. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around that. 3 and outs, turnovers, just, weapons we had. We were limited last year for sure, no doubt. But I kind of wanted to just jump on here, man, and kind of give you guys my thoughts on what I think Geno and Jeanty need to do in order for this team to be great. I do think we're right around the corner, man, from being a playoff contending team. A deep in a deep run, not just one or two games, or making it in by the wild card. I really do have high hopes in this team, and I really do believe that this team can be something great. I do believe that this team has a lot of great weapons. This team does have a lot of good coaches. Just everything that has changed within the last year, guys, has been really drastic, and I really do think that this team will be a playoff contender within the next year or two. Not this year coming up. Hey, we might be able to sneak in there, guys. We might not. It's just really tough to say. But before we get into the video, man, like I always like to do, huge salute to the chat, salute to the subs, man, salute to all the likers out there. I really appreciate you guys. And just stay tuned, man, for the year. I got a bunch of shit coming out. You guys can see the banner down there. 500 subs. There will be a giveaway. 2 Raider hats, guys. I'll be giving 2 Raider hats away to two of you guys out there. Wherever you're at, man, it's getting shipped to your door. And that's just what it is. But yeah, guys, I really wanted to get in here and talk about what Geno and Jeanty need to do for this offense to get the ball rolling. And just why I say that, and the only reason why I picked those 2 guys specifically is because we got a brand new quarterback in the room, okay, which is a big thing. Quarterback is really a main piece. And as we know, guys, a running back is a real big role, too, when it comes to offense. Just if defenses know that you don't have a running game, dude, they're just going to blanket that field because they know you have no running game whatsoever. They know your offensive line is horrible. They know that defensive line, whoever we're playing, you know what I mean? They think that they can outbeat you. That's why it's good when you have a good running game, because you can really sell, a lot of play action, and it does open up the pass game for you, which is why it's always great to have a good running game, which I think Jeanty, man, he's going to come in here and do his thing. Now, do I think he's going to go in there and get or do what he did in college? I don't see him breaking tackles like that left and right in the NFL league, just based on, everything is different when you get here. These guys are vets, man. They've been playing their whole lives. And they pretty much seen everything, bro. They seen the grades. They seen, you know what I mean? Like, NFL is a whole different ballgame when it is compared to college, especially Mountain West going into the NFL. It's, you know what I mean? A lot of people bash on the Mountain West, but there is a lot of good hidden talent in the Mountain West. And we've seen them guys come to the NFL. But with that, man, what we really need Geno to do as a quarterback, man, is just stay poised. You know what I mean? Make great reads. Don't get all jittery in the pocket when it folds. You know what I mean? Read your holes where you need to step into, where you need to bounce out of, things like that. We really need to limit those turnovers, guys. As we seen his stats last year, I believe he had 15 picks. I did drop a video on that before. You guys make sure you guys go check that out if you haven't. But you know what I mean? The turnovers, guys, 15, that's kind of a lot. As we do know, he did have a sorry offensive line. He did have some weapons on the offense. But as we know, guys, when you're running around, bro, and, defense is in your face and you're throwing balls just based on, you're not trying to eat a sack. That's when it starts becoming the team's fault for the pick. I'm not saying it's an excuse for Geno to have 15 picks. Oh, whoop-de-doo. No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is picks can be caused by batted balls due to a wide receiver. Could be sorry offensive line. You're just getting crumbled every time you say hike. You know what I mean? Every time you snap that ball, bro, they're in your grill. So I'm sure there's a lot of big things, you know what I mean? And I feel this year that Geno really does have a lot of great weapons on this offense that he can maneuver with. He has one of the top 2-3 tight ends in the league, man, in Bowers. And I really do feel like Bowers will play that Travis Kelce role for him, as Travis Kelce played for Patrick Mahomes. It's still FKC, man, till I die. But, that they're a great duo. And we've really seen through the years how Kelce has really helped Mahomes be great as a quarterback. And You know what I mean? And even the other weapons around Geno as well. You know, picking up Thornton, we got a 6'5" wide receiver man who could really run. I know there's other guys that were ahead in the draft that had some, you know, they're a little better, but understanding that Pete wants a big physical wide receiver, that's what we grabbed. That's what the Raiders have been lacking, is a really big wide receiver. Now we finally got one, guys. We picked up Besh. You know, he's a good inside guy. As we know, Myers is a great inside guy. We have Tucker, man, who really got the speed. You know what I mean? So this team is looking good. Um, you know, we drafted some O line, addressed that. That was a really big hole we needed as well. That O line last year, as we all know, guys, it was not the best. And even, you know, us bringing guys in, moving the guys around, just things like that, man. I feel Geno really does have a lot of help here, and not only with the players does he have help, but with the coaches, he has a ton of help, man. When you sit there and look at Chip Kelly, you know, and what he's done, you know, the way he plays, you know, I feel like he'll really be able to work well and mold Geno and Jeanty into being, you know, a great thing here in Las Vegas. Um, but with all the help that Geno has, man, I mean, we've seen what he did in Seattle for those years, and I feel like he's honestly coming to a better team. So coming to a better team with a better organization, with a better coaching staff, I don't really see how Geno could take a step down. The only thing I really do want to see him take a step down in, guys, is those picks. Like I said, he did have a lot of turnovers, but we will need that O line to really step up and give Geno time to take a read. You know what I mean? To diagnose the defense. You know what I mean? Like, I know, what is it, usually about 2 to 3 seconds you gotta get that ball off. But you know what I mean, when that O line is horrible, man, you're barely getting a second. They're already all up in your grill. So I mean, I feel like Geno coming to a better O line, and we have yet to see, guys, because like I said, we got Alex Kappa, as we all know. Powers moved over to center. Glaze, you know what I mean? He was a hell of a guy, and even the Colton Miller, you know, he's a vet here, really one of the main pieces to that O line. And you know, just all the rookies we brought in, man. Caleb Rogers, you know, all those other guys, Grant. You know what I mean? I feel like Geno really does have a lot of help. And why I brought up the O line is because I wanted to transition into Ashton Jeanty on what he needs to do to get this ball rolling for this offense as well. Um, so let's get into Jeanty, guys. First thing I wanted to say, as Jeanty, as we all know, man, he's going into the league with a huge chip on his shoulder. Anytime you're drafted in the first round, especially within the first 10 picks, like you're really expected to go in there and make a move to whatever team you do. As we all know, guys, it doesn't really happen a lot, but just based on that, you are picked in that first round within the top 10 picks. You're expected to go into the league and really do some. So as we all know, Jitty has a huge chip on his shoulder. I really love the dude, how he runs, man. He's a real hard nosed runner, downhill runner. You know, he doesn't really take negative yards too much. Great kid. If you guys haven't checked his stats out, you know, let me go over there and check those stats out. Now I know he did play in the Mountain West, guys. But anytime you can really go in there and put up numbers like that, it tells that you have some kind of attributes to you. You have some kind of, you know, some kind of ball game to you that you can really go in here and do some shit. And like I said, guys, Jeanty going in there with, you know, Mostert, going in there with Chip Kelly and the offensive line, you know, I feel like he'll be decent. Now, I'm not saying our offensive line is the best, because this year is the year that we really have to prove what our O-line is really going to be about, just based on the additions, people moving over, all the new guys we brought in, and rookies. We'll see how those guys come into effect. But the main part for Jeanty, man, is he's really going to have to stay healthy. Now, I don't believe Chip and Pete are really going to go in there and just burn Jeanty to the ground. I don't think they're going to go in there and run him every play. I don't, you know, I don't see a veteran head coach and a veteran offensive coordinator doing that to a great player. And that's what we were doing with Max Crosby last year. We were just burning him to the ground, man. Prior to that, year before that, you know, he's playing 95% of the snaps. You know, you just can't do that as a player. It's not healthy. I know it's good to be out there and be for your team. But you do need to get your rest, man, because when you are playing every down, injuries are going to occur, and that's what we don't need, especially once we get into that deep season. If we do have a good playoff run, we need every player, every leg, every toe, man. We need everything healthy. That way, if we do get into the playoffs, we're fucking ready to go, rocking and rolling like there's no other. So that's what really Jeanty's going to have to do, is just stay healthy in the NFL. You know, he's a great running back. He could really go in there and just do his thing, just based on the experience he does have. You know, he's a really competitive guy. And I don't see him falling any less than what people are really saying about him. I do think he's going to be great. Will he break out first year? I think he will. I'm hoping he gets Rookie of the Year. That's just me as a Raider fan. It'd be nice to see a Raider get Rookie of the Year. Uh, but with Jeanty being in that backfield, guys, we're going to be able to sell a lot of play action, and also Jeanty just being in that backfield is really going to draw a lot of attention to defenses, man, which is going to throw them off. Because especially if Jeanty could really get that ball rolling, guys, really get to running, really find his rhythm. Look at Derrick Henry and the Baltimore Ravens. They're so damn good, bro, because they never know what Derrick Henry is going to do. You know what I mean? And as we all know, Lamar Jackson could even run too. So that's when you really start tricking the defense. And the best way to beat the defense is to keep them guessing. You know what I mean? If they don't know what you got planned or what you got going on, that's the best way to beat them. That's why I said, with Geno having some legs, he's not the biggest runner, but he can get out there and run. We've seen him do it a few times. And with Jeanty really being a beast back there, man, I feel that play action is going to be just insane this year. But what it really all falls down to, guys, is how this O-line really operates for the quarterback when it comes to pass protection and how the offensive line operates when it comes to the run game. If this offensive line can really step up like we think they're going to do just based on all the additions, guys, and like I said, Johnson moving over, hell of a player, hell of a stud, Glaze really doing his thing. The biggest question mark now that we have is Alex Kappa, just based on the year he had prior. I know players have bad years and things like that, but we're hoping that he comes and turns that around. But as we all know, Kappa, hell fucking experience, bro. Hell of a player. But yeah, guys, I really feel like this offensive line is really going to need to step up in order for this offense to really maneuver and get the ball rolling. And with Geno and Jeanty, being the real big new names coming in here, I really expect these guys to go in there and tune up. I really expect them to go in there and just and especially with Geno, guys, being a veteran, that's what we need on this team. We don't need the best quarterback out there. We don't need a Patrick Mahomes. We don't need a Josh Allen. We don't need guys like that. If we can just get a good, decent quarterback who can make decent reads and manage the game, get the ball to where it needs to be and turn down on the turnovers, that's all we really need to win with a good team. We don't necessarily need the best play-making quarterbacks. We just need a decent quarterback who can do his job with the talent he's given and the coaching staff he's given, which I feel like Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll are really going to be able to mold a lot of these new guys coming in. And I feel like this offense, and sometimes it takes time. Maybe they don't click on the first year. Maybe it's the second year. Maybe it's the third year. But I do feel like this offense is really going to be going somewhere just based on Chip Kelly, man, and what he does. Guys, and we don't know. Jeanty might be one of the top 4 to 5 running backs in the league. You know what I mean? Just we never know what will happen. As we all know, Geno's lining up within the top. I've heard guys say he's top 10. I've heard guys say he's top 15. So, we have some competition in the room now, guys. We finally have a decent quarterback that I feel can really make some reads and do some things for us. Last year with Gardner Minshew, guys, we all know he wasn't able to do fucking a donkey's ass for us. You know what I mean? He wasn't able to do anything. Huge shout out to AOC for him stepping up and doing what he did. I know he didn't really have the best year, but he went in there and he balled out. He really deserved that second spot, I feel like. But yeah, guys, I wanted to get on here and just touch up what Geno and Jeanty need to do for this offense to get the ball rolling. You know what I mean? Appreciate everyone once again, all the likers, all the subs, man, everyone who's commenting. I really appreciate it. Stay tuned, guys. I got some more content coming out. 2 Raider hats out 500 subs. Make sure you guys share it, get it out there. I can't wait to, see you guys get these hats. But yeah, guys, Raider Nation, man, I appreciate everyone for tapping in. Everyone have a blessed night. Take care. And I'll see you guys on the next one, man.